Hello children, this is a module about use of articles a, an and the. I welcome you all to classes by Shalini Ma'am. Let's proceed and understand what are articles and how do we use them while using the English language. There are three articles in English language: a, an, the. An article tells us about the noun used after it. So whenever these articles are used, next to it is a noun. Before we continue, let's understand what are nouns. A noun is a word used to denote a thing itself that acts as an object in a sentence. So a noun is a thing that does some work. For example, see this table. I have categorized, see the first line, person. Now, a person's name can be a proper, a unique name like Amitabh. Or it can be a common name which may not be unique like actor. So actor is an object, a thing. Or Amitabh, the name of the person, is also an object or a thing. Next category, place. Delhi, a proper name. Or it could have been a city. This may not be unique. There can be more than countless cities. Next, animal. Tommy, that is the name of a dog. So Tommy would be one. Proper unique name. And dog, there can be as many dogs as possible. And next, thing. When an object is a thing, it does not have a proper noun. It does not have a unique name. It is a common thing like table, and there can be as many tables as possible. So all these words, Amitabh, Delhi, Tommy, actor, city, dog, table, these are all nouns. We need to understand that we do not use any article before proper nouns. Proper nouns are those which have a name like Amitabh, Delhi or Tommy. So do not worry, do not use any article before any proper noun. But if it is a common noun, it is not a unique name, then we will have to use an article according to situation. Next. Now articles are of two kinds. There are three articles divided into two types. The first one is definite article. This is the. Now this word is used in a fixed situation. It is definite, and definite means fixed. When we refer to something that is fixed, then we use the. Indefinite article, a or an. These two articles are used at indefinite places. They denote the indefinite attribute, the indefinite quality of the noun that we talk about. So, being indefinite means it is not a fixed kind of noun. I repeat again, when the noun is fixed, it is definite, something particular, and then we use the because the is a definite article. But when the noun is not definite, it is not fixed, then we use the indefinite article a or an. Because the indicates the definite thing, means the fixed thing, so we need to understand where we use the. I'll read a sentence. Priya and Anuj were playing basketball. Priya shouted, "Pass the ball to me." Now Priya said, "Pass the ball," because she wants to take that fixed, definite ball that they were playing with. She wants that ball only. So we have used the here. Second, my son found an apple. Now this could be any apple. It is any one apple, not fixed. Full stop. The apple was rotten. Now why the? Because we are talking about the same apple that he found, and here it becomes that fixed definite thing. I need a pencil. So this means I may be asking for any pencil. Fourth, I need the pencil that I gave you. Here we are talking about the same pencil, the definite pencil that I gave you. So what do? We use the to indicate something that is particularly definite, that is particularly fixed. But if a thing is not fixed, it is any random thing, we use a or an. There are some more rules that we need to learn for the use of the. The is used before the names of holy books or classics. I have given a few names of the famous holy books or classics. We say the Bible, the Ramayana, the Adi Granth, the Mahabharata. There can be any more classics or holy books. They are always preceded with the. The names of newspapers, the Hindustan Times, the Indian Express, the Hindu. These are all names of newspapers. Names of monuments, the Red Fort, the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China. These are as good as proper nouns because they are fixed but we do not consider them as proper nouns, we consider them as something great. So whenever we are using this definite article the, we use it for something that is definite and only one of its kind. Names of heavenly bodies, they are also unique and definite. They are only one of their kind. The sun, the pole star, the moon, the Milky Way. Whenever we denote whole community or nationality by using one noun, it may be common, then we use the before it. For example, the French. Now when we say French people, it means people of France. When we say the French, it means the entire population of France as one group. So entire community of French people is called the French. In the same way, entire community of Indian people is called the Indians. Entire community of people of Spain is called the Spanish. Entire community of people living in Britain is called the British. In the same way, if we talk about poor, and if I say the poor will denote all the people who are poor as one community, one group. So the poor means all the poor people in the world. The rich means all the rich people in the world. The blind means all the blind people in the world. It is taken as a community, as one group. I'll create a sentence for your better understanding here. The poor should be helped by the rich. Here I mean that all the poor people should be helped by the rich. Or you can say the blind are allowed to take a helper for writing their exams. The blind means all the blind people, entire community. I hope you understood the use of the to denote the whole community. Now I'll tell you, we call some words as ordinal numbers because they denote the position of a sequence, the position of a thing in a sequence. And this position becomes unique. For example, 1. The thing or the participant at point number 1 is called first. Somebody who's at point number 2 is called second. Somebody who's at point number 3 is called third. Somebody who's at point number 9 is called ninth. And somebody who's at point number 11 is called 11th. I've taken just a few examples to make you understand what are ordinal numbers. Now, ordinal numbers indicate positions and these positions are unique. If there are some people participating, whoever is first will be the only one to be first. Whoever is 9th or 11th or 10th or 15th will be the unique person on that position. That is why here also we need to use the definite, the fixed article. Here we go. The first chapter, the second runner, the fifth participant, the last lesson, the previous day, the next day, the following week, the day after tomorrow. We use the before the names of political parties or designations. For example, we have these political parties in India: the Congress, the BJP. For designations, we say the editor, the manager, the principal. I'll create a sentence. The principal called the manager and told him to finish the work quickly. We never say principal called the manager. We always say the principal called the manager. Now I'll tell you how to decide the use of the definite article, before adjectives. Let's see the table here. I have given the 3 degrees of adjectives in these 3 columns: positive, comparative, and superlative. If the adjective is good, in comparative form it is better, and the superlative form is best. Let's quickly give a reading. Thin, thinner, thinnest. High, higher, highest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Less, lesser, least. Positive is the basic form of the adjective. Comparative is comparison between two. If I'm talking about person A and person B, I'll use the comparative degree. And superlative degree is for comparison in the entire group. I'll quickly take an example to explain by using the adjective high. I have a high chair. My chair is higher than yours. My chair was highest in the whole class. When I talked about comparison in 2 things, I used comparative, and when I talked about comparison in the entire group, I took the superlative form. We always use the article the before superlative adjectives. See the examples on the left side. The best student, the thinnest girl, the highest rank, the fattest mouse, the least number. As a rule, we always use the before writing the superlative degree of adjective. We use the to write about geographical lines, deserts, forests, gulfs, or location. For example, the equator, the Tropic of Cancer, the Sahara, the Persian Gulf, the torrid zone, the longitude, the latitude, the north, this is the direction, the north, the Western Ghats, the frigid zone. So because these locations on the globe are also unique, they are one of their kind. So we always use the definite article because it is fixed. We use the before the names of range of mountains. Listen carefully, not before the name of one mountain. Like Mount Kanchenjunga is one mountain. We cannot say the Mount Kanchenjunga. No, that would be wrong. But when we have a range of mountains, that is a unique thing. It is a fixed thing and very definite. So we always use the before it. We always use the before the names of rivers, seas, and island chains. Not one island, but island chains. For example, the Alps, it is a range of mountains. The Himalayas is a range of mountains. The Rockies is a range of mountains. The Ganges is a river. The Nile is a river. The Mediterranean is a sea. And the Hebrides is an island chain, is a group of islands. We also use the before names of those countries or lakes that are a union. We will never say the India. We will never say the Pakistan. We will never say the Japan. We will never say the Australia. But we will say the United Kingdom. because United Kingdom is a union of various other countries. The United States of America is also a union of various other places. The United Arab Emirates is also a union, so we use the before these names. The Great Lakes is also a union of various other lakes. Now we come to the use of indefinite articles a and an. These articles are used where the noun is indefinite. It is not fixed. It can be any random noun. Both a and an are used only and only for singular common nouns. The noun will be singular, not plural. And the noun or the object over here will mean any one sample of that object. I've put some sentences. Let's see them carefully. I need a smartphone means I need any one smartphone. My father bought a cake. He bought any one cake. My son drew a circle. He drew any ordinary circle. So it is a circle. In the same way, Pranav sang a song. The girl boarded a train. The city is on the bank of a river. His mother wore a sweater. Now let's understand. Both a and an are used for only singular common nouns. But what is the difference between the use of a and an? The use of an is done only when the noun begins with a vowel sound. Vowel sound is the sound of vowels a, e, I, o, u. But to understand these sounds, we can say a, I, u, o, e. Whenever we are using our throat and only throat to create the first sound of a word, we need to use an before that word. To understand more simply, you can think like this. If I have to say orange, it begins with the sound O. I cannot say I bought a orange. Isn't it difficult to say? Just speak with me once. Repeat after whatever I say. I bought a orange. I found a apple. My son is an honest child. It is difficult. Now just replace it with the other thing. I saw an orange. I bought an apple. And my son is an honest child. So for the ease of speaking and not putting two sounds together, we put an sound before any sound that begins with a vowel. That is why I have given you examples similar to the examples done on the previous slide. I need an answer. So an, because answer begins with a. My father bought an ostrich. O, so an ostrich. My son drew an eye. A, so an eye. Pranav sang an anthem. An, so an anthem. The girl boarded an aeroplane. A, so an aeroplane. The city is in the center of an island. I, so an island. And the last one, his mother wore an apron. A, so an apron, not a apron. There's one more thing that we need to understand, how we have to use the indefinite article an. We have to use an in case of an adjective coming before the noun. Here we will see that if the adjective also begins with a vowel sound, we will use an. Point to note here is that the noun that we use may not be beginning with a vowel sound. Look in the first sentence on the left side. I need a smartphone. Smartphone is a noun which begins with s sound and it is not a vowel sound. So writing I need a smartphone is right. But if I insert the word apple as an adjective, I need dash apple smartphone. What would you write? I need a Apple smartphone. No. I hope you've understood that we cannot be speaking two vowel sounds together. So we will not say I need a Apple smartphone. We will say I need an Apple smartphone. In the same way, let's compare the second sentence. My father bought a cake. Come to the right side, second one. My father bought an orange flavored cake. The adjective here is orange flavored and it begins with the vowel sound O. Third, my son drew a circle. See the right side third. My son drew an improper circle. Improper begins with E sound. So an improper circle. See the fourth one. Pranav sang a song. Fourth one there on the right side. Pranav sang an inaudible song. Fifth one. The girl boarded a train. Fifth one. The girl boarded an express train. Sixth. The city is on the bank of a river. The city is on the bank of an infected river. Sixth, his mother wore a sweater. His mother wore an ill-fit sweater. The next thing that we need to remember, most importantly, is that sometimes we might think that the word is not beginning with a vowel sound because the first letter may or may not be a vowel. In that case, we have to make sure by understanding the correct pronunciation of the word. Here I have given you a list of some words which you need to understand. Let's try to pronounce them together so that we understand how we pronounce them. Before I begin each word, I'll give you a pause so that you pronounce that word yourself and then I will speak so you can check the correct pronunciation of these words. Learn to identify vowel sounds in beginning with correct pronunciation. First word, E-A-R. Ear. It begins with a vowel sound. Next, Y-E-A-R. Year. It does not begin with a vowel sound. It begins with the year sound. Year. H-O-N-O-U-R-A-B-L-E. Guest. Honorable. H is silent. So, the first sound is O and that is a vowel sound. Next, H-O-N-E-S-T, man. Honest man. Again H is silent. The first sound is a vowel sound O. Next, M.A. We pronounce it as M-A. Now listen to the pronunciation. The sound is E. M-A. Because of this E vowel sound, it also begins with a vowel sound. Similarly, M-S-C. It begins with E sound. So that is also a vowel sound. H-E-I-R. H is silent. We pronounce this word as air. It begins with A sound, so that is why it also begins with a vowel sound. E-U-P-H-E-M-I-S-M. The first letter is E, but we pronounce it as euphemism. It begins with a U sound, year. So it is not a vowel sound. Next, Eucalyptus. It's a plant and we call it as eucalyptus. It does not begin with a vowel sound, it begins with a ear sound. And the last one, euphoric moment. We call it as euphoric moment. There is E letter in the beginning, but it begins with a non-vowel sound, again ear sound, euphoric moment. Now let's see, what do we use in front of all these words? Do we use a or do we use an? First, an ear, a year, an honorable guest, because honorable comes from honor and it is a vowel sound. An honest man, an MA in English, though it seems that the first letter is M, but we are not using M sound of M. We are using its own pronunciation, and that is why we call it MA. So it is an MA in English, and in the same way it is an MSc in maths. H is silent here. An heir to my riches, so it is an heir. Euphemism. The first sound is not a vowel sound, it is here a consonant sound, so we say a euphemism. A eucalyptus plant. In the same way, we say a euphoric moment. Dear students, that was all about correct usage of articles a, an and the. I hope I've sorted out all your doubts. Most of the times, we get stuck in using a, and the in the correct way. Please go through my video again and again if you want a repetition of these concepts. I hope I've given you the best of information from my side. Keep excelling in correct usage of English. God bless you all. Have a nice day.